Good morning. Welcome back to the Wildings Landing. Thought I'd bring you along and show you a fertilizing system that I use twice a month. And it is the Masterblend. Found this on Amazon. I hope you guys can see the labels well. This is tomato and vegetable formula. All three of these work together. You measure them out, mix them with 5 gallons of water, and distribute amongst your plants. That's calcium nitrate. And you mix it with magnesium sulfate, which is Epsom salt. And it is 6 grams of Epsom salt, 12 grams of calcium nitrate, and 12 grams of Masterblend. The package that I bought was kind of a double pack. I didn't realize how little you would actually be using, so it'll last me forever. It only came with one thing of Epsom salt, but as y'all know, you can get that anywhere. And I'm sure that what they gave me will last forever anyway. So, we will get to measuring this out. I've already teared out my scale so that I can measure these. I've got my 5-gallon buckets right over there. This is the third or fourth time that I've used these, and it's amazing how fast you get an eye for how many grams. What it looks like, you know what I mean? What your measurements actually look like. And I go ahead and measure everything out. Into all of the buckets. Ooh, went a little over there. A little too far over. If I just go 13 or whatever when it calls for 12, I let it go. But that was a little much. Yeah, like that one went 13, but I don't stress if it goes 1 gram over. And for my gardens, not including the container garden, when I do the container garden, easily add 5 gallons. But it took right about 35 gallons last time I did this. I use a old coffee can, which I think is sort of in frame, right over there, to dip it out of the buckets and dip it into a watering can, and then apply to the vegetable garden. And this is used pretty much on all vegetables. It says tomato and whatever. It says tomato and vegetable, but I use it on everything. You'll see it recommended with people or from people that grow a lot of peppers, but I have found that everything seems to like it. So we're done with that one. Tear that off again. And then it's also 12 grams of this in each bucket. And I'm just using a really inexpensive scale that I got off Amazon. You know, this thing costs less than 10 bucks. Even came with batteries. And the Masterblend wasn't bad either. I'm thinking in the range of like 20, 25. And considering how far it's going to go, I don't consider that too bad either. And we supplement that with on the off weeks, the weeks that I'm not using this, went pretty far over there too. On the weeks I'm not using this, I use a granular all-purpose fertilizer from that company I talk about all the time. I have to reset the scale, but that's hitting a button, not a big deal. Ooh, came really close on that one. Yep. Like I said, you kind of get used to what 12 grams looks like. And you just remember you use half as much Epsom salt. To me, at first I thought it would be kind of intimidating, but it really is not. And if you guys have small gardens, or maybe you have things more concentrated, whatever, it's really not a big deal. I mean, you're only doing it every other week. You don't have to do it every day. I went way over and then under. Yeah, one more bucket down there. And then we'll fire up the well and add water. But I wasn't going to let the well run and the water run. Wastewater. Well, I was working on the measuring. One bucket I had to kind of double check there. Couldn't really see the calcium nitrate in it, which that's what this is. The bag broke on me, so it's just there. I put it in its own Ziploc bag. I know what it is. If you need to label it, of course you can do that on a Ziploc with no problem. And then it's 6 grams of Epsom salt in each bucket. You hear me tapping it just to make sure I'm getting as much of it as I can. Oop. It went a little over, but that's no big deal. It's just a hair over. Every time I put my measuring cup... Oop, not going to 12 here, Lori. That was almost enough for 2. But I really have not found it difficult to remember. I mean, it's 12, 12, and 6. How hard is that? Just remember, you don't want to add a lot of salt to your vegetables. I don't know, however you want to remember that for yourself. Went a little over on that one too, but not stressing that. Go. Little over on that one. I'm sure it'll be forgiving. Probably a little over on my water too. So it all works out. Now there's not a lot to show you other than dipping it, watering with it, but I will turn you around as slow as I can and show you the buckets, and everything's all measured out. Now I'll fill these buckets up full of water, make sure everything gets dissolved as well as I can, dip it out with the coffee can, and then put it in the watering bucket and distribute it amongst everything. Okay, folks, thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share, and comment, and we'll talk real soon.